everyone. Welcome back to our weekly dose of inspiration, insight, and real talk. Today, we're tackling a topic that so many of us struggle with, but don't always talk about. Ever feel like you're just pretending to be good at something, even though you've worked so hard to get where you are? Or maybe you're worried someone's going to find out you don't belong? Well, let me tell you this, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into imposter syndrome, what it is, why it happens, and how to deal with it. And to help us unpack this, we have Emily here, who's an expert in mental well-being. Welcome, Emily.
Thanks, James. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here and talk about this. Imposter syndrome is something so many of us go through, even people you'd never expect, like famous actors, CEOs, and athletes.
Wait, really? Successful people too?
Absolutely. For example, did you know that even Michelle Obama has talked about feeling like she wasn't good enough? Or Tom Hanks? He said he's often worried that people will find out he's just been lucky.
Wow. If Michelle Obama and Tom Hanks feel this way, then we really need to talk about it. So let's dive in, everyone. What imposter syndrome is, why we feel it, and how we can overcome it. Emily, let's start with the basics. What exactly is imposter syndrome?
Sure. In simple terms, it's the feeling that you're not as capable or qualified as people think you are. Even if you've achieved something amazing, you might think, oh, I just got lucky, or anyone could have done this. It's like you're always doubting yourself.
Okay, so it's like when someone wins an award but feels like they didn't deserve it.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter how successful you are. Even Albert Einstein once said, I feel like an involuntary swindler. Can you imagine that? Einstein.
Whoa. If Einstein felt that way, I think we can all cut ourselves some slack. But why does this happen? Why do people feel like this even when they've earned their success?
There are a lot of reasons, James. Sometimes it starts in childhood. Maybe you were compared to others or felt pressure to be perfect. Social media makes it worse because we're always comparing ourselves to others' highlight reels. And for some people, it's about stepping into new roles or spaces where they don't feel like they belong.
That makes sense. Social media really does make you feel like everyone else has it all figured out while you're just winging it. Let's make this real for our listeners. Emily, I'll start with a story. A friend of mine just got a promotion, and instead of celebrating, she said, "What if they realize I'm not as good as they think I am?" It's like she couldn't believe she deserved it. What would you say to her?
First, I'd say this. You're not alone. This is imposter syndrome. Then I'd ask her to list all the reasons she got the promotion. Did she work hard? Does she have skills others appreciate? And lastly, I'd remind her, people don't hand out promotions for no reason.
That's such a great point. I think it's important to remind ourselves of what we've achieved. Do you have a story, Emily?
I do. I know a young designer who launched her own business. She won multiple awards, but she kept saying, it's just luck. I'm not that talented. It wasn't until we sat down and wrote out everything she'd done, her hard work, creativity, and client feedback, that she realized she earned it. It's about recognizing your efforts.
Wow, that's inspiring. And it's a great reminder for all of us. Acknowledge your wins, no matter how small. So, Emily, let's talk about why imposter syndrome is more than just a feeling. How can it actually affect someone's life?
Great question. When you're always doubting yourself, it can lead to stress, anxiety, and even burnout. You're constantly trying to prove yourself, even though you've already done enough. It also stops people from taking risks or stepping into opportunities. They think, I'm not good enough, and they miss out on things they're totally capable of doing.
So it's like carrying a weight that holds you back from living your best life.
Exactly, but the good news is it's something you can overcome.
All right, Emily, let's get into the good stuff. How do we fight back against imposter syndrome?
Here are a few simple tips. 1. Recognize it. The first step is to notice when you're feeling this way. Remind yourself, this is imposter syndrome talking, not the truth. 2. Write it down. Make a list of your achievements, skills, and things you're proud of. Whenever self-doubt creeps in, look at that list. 3. Talk to someone. Share how you're feeling with a trusted friend, mentor, or even a colleague, you'll often find they feel the same way. Focus on facts. When negative thoughts pop up, ask yourself, what evidence do I have for this? You'll usually find there's none. 5. Celebrate your wins. No matter how small, take a moment to say, I did that. Success isn't just luck, it's effort and talent.
Those are fantastic tips, Emily. I especially love the idea of writing things down. It's like proof that you're amazing when your brain tries to tell you otherwise. Emily, let's zoom out for a moment. Why do you think imposter syndrome is so common, especially in today's world?
That's a great question, James. I think it's a combination of factors. First, we live in a world that's constantly telling us to be more, do more, and achieve more. There's this pressure to be perfect, and when we fall short, which we all do, it's easy to feel like we're not enough. Second, we're bombarded with images of success on social media. Everyone's sharing their wins, but rarely their struggles. It creates this illusion that everyone else has it all figured out, when in reality, they're probably feeling the same way we are.
That's so true. It's like we're all walking around pretending we've got it together, when deep down, we're all just figuring it out as we go.
Exactly, and that's why it's so important to talk about this. When we share our struggles, we realize we're not alone. It's okay to feel unsure sometimes. It's okay to doubt yourself. What's not okay is letting those doubts stop you from living your life.
Wow, that's powerful. So what's one thing you'd say to someone listening who's struggling with imposter syndrome right now?
I'd say this: you are not your doubts. You are not your fears. You are capable, you are worthy, and you belong exactly where you are. And if no one's told you that today, let me be the first.
That's such a beautiful message, Emily. Thank you for sharing that. Emily, this was such an eye-opening discussion. Thank you for breaking it all down in a way that's easy to understand.
Thank you, James. And to everyone listening, remember, feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you are one. You've earned your place.
That's it for today's episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, how do you deal with self-doubt? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, remember, you're more capable than you think. Goodbye.